I take most everything, cash, cards.
Which one should you use? They all take a fee.
Any other business that you just charge a transaction fee when you use card?
When someone pays by Venmo or other means electronically like that,
Every vendor's in a way of accepting payment. Venmo, Apple Pay, Zelle.
Venmo Cash Card, we do most payment apps.
They all have their problems. Regardless of the payment method you use, cash is still king.
then usually what I do is I will check it once they send it.
We don't hand the product over until the payment is fully received.
Today I'm with Marcy. She's one of the maker of one of the finest bread you will find here. Some good cookies, some good homemade items. You cannot find those stuff at Costco. Marcy, tell me your story. How did you involve in creating those beautiful cookies and bread?
Good question. So I lost, in a nutshell, I lost my job that I loved, and in the process, I needed to find something that allowed me to express myself and something that allowed me just to create and be okay. And I started baking and realized that I had a love of baking, and so I started playing with flavors, and then I didn't know that I was creative, which was nice. And so I created my bakery.
I'm sorry about your job. I know the economy is tough right now. People, a lot of layoff. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. It was tough, but something beautiful came of it, and so it's okay.
What was your profession before?
I did order management.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Um, so how did it transform to to you making baking? Did you already know how to make those stuff, and when you lost your job, you felt like maybe I should just pick up on what I already know, or did you?
Good question. So my husband and I, we watch a lot of shows. We watch a lot of like the Chopped and just different baking and cooking shows. And so I feel like I've been able to pick up a lot of things from watching that and from just watching my husband who loves to cook. He's an amazing cook. And I was able to get a base of bread and cookies and different things like that. And from there, using a base, I was able to change it and tweak it enough to make it my own and play around with just different flavors and textures and things like that. Um,
So your husband, not only you're a chef, your husband is also a chef as well. That's a power couple.
right. He won't call himself a chef, but he is amazing.
Where's that man? I want to meet that man.
Yes. He probably won't ever be here. He's very shy, but he does amazing. He's an amazing guy.
That's good. Um, so I know a lot of vendors, specifically with food vendors, uh, a lot of them struggle to know how much to make to come to a market because some of them, they make two dozen cookies or two dozen cookies. But when they go to a market, they don't know how much they're gonna sell. Sometimes they might sell out. Sometimes they might not sell much, and they have to take it home and all those stuff. How do you decide how much stuff you should make?
So there's a rule that I try to follow, and it's a rule of 10%. And so it doesn't always work out this way, but I look at the amount of expected foot traffic. So those who apply as going to the event are interested. And I will figure out what 10% of that is. And then that's roughly what I will bring. Jeez. Um, sorry. And then depending upon also the event, I may lower that to say 8%.
Okay, so if there's uh, totally vendors, you just do 10% of that. Is that what you say? Of you just do 10%. You make 10% of how many people coming of each items.
Just 10% total. So I'll plan what it is that I want to bring, and then from that 10%, I'll figure out how many I want to bring. So, for example, if there's 400 people that are showing interested in the event, then I'll bring 40 total. And then from there, I'll say maybe bring 4 items of each, or I'm sorry,
Okay.
10 items of 4 different types of bread or treats.
Okay, that's good. That's it. That's unique. I think having that principle is good way to judge each market instead of just guessing. Because some people say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Salt Lake. I'm gonna make." They might have more, but you never know. And then you ended up wasting time and wasting product. I know another thing people. I don't know. I don't know your take on that is payment. Some people do not take Venmo. They only take cash. What payment system do you take?
I take most everything cash, cards. Goodness. I apologize. Cash, card, Venmo. I do everything. I know that everyone has a different type of payment method that they prefer, and I don't want to limit anyone. And so I like to provide all the options or as much as I can.
Perfect. Regarding taking all the payment, I know sometimes Venmo is kind of tricky. Someone can say they Venmo you and they walk away, but if the Venmo doesn't come through and they walk away, you have to track them down. If you have customer, talking to you, you might not even realize the payment didn't come through or not. So have you ever run into those issues?
I actually have not. When someone pays by Venmo or other means electronically like that, then usually what I do is I will check it once they send it. And then, of course, Venmo, you have that little sound that it gives when it sends. So I haven't had any problem of anyone disputing it as of yet. And it's something that I haven't heard of too often, thankfully.
And that's good. I think before people walk out of your booth, it's verified the payment come through, and it's safe for everybody. That you don't want to trace them and accusing anyone of not paying. That's awkward now, and that's. But I'm glad you haven't have an issue. What's the future for the business? Do you want to open a store one day, or what's the goal?
I love that. I at some point would love to have just a little store, nothing big, nothing fancy. I think that would be great to have people come in. I like to create new and unique flavors of breads and such, and so I would love to be able to share that with more people. So that is something that I would hope to do in the future, and something that I'm striving towards.
That's good. That's a good goal. And do you have any social media presence like Facebook or TikTok, whatever?
Yes, I am mostly on Facebook. I do have an Instagram. I'm not on there as much because I'm new to the Instagram world, and so I'm still kind of learning how to do that. Um, but Facebook is where I'm usually at the most, and where you'll see me post most often.
What's your Facebook name?
It is Marcy's Enchanted Bakery.
And I'm assuming people can message you for a custom order, right?
Yes.
Well, Marcy, thank you for chatting with us. Your product look amazing. You are one tough cookie.
Thank you. I love that.
Thank you. Okay. This is the best salsa in Salt Lake City. You will never go wrong with those guys. So man, you guys go everywhere to market. I'm assuming you take all kind of payment, Venmo, cash card. What's your experience with that?
Card, Venmo Cash Card. We do most payment apps with Cash App, Zelle sometimes, just whatever works most convenient, we will do. Yeah.
I know a lot of vendor only take cash because sometimes Venmo, when someone send a Venmo, sometimes it might not go through, and the customer only walk out and they pretty much lost the sale.
Yeah.
Have you ever run into that issue?
So what we do, because we did in the beginning, we don't hand the product over until the payment is fully received. So
Whoa.
we wait. We'll hold this right here until we see their name pop up and we confirm it's them. We don't hand the product over yet.
Just like CVS does it. I mean, unless they're not gonna give you the medicine until you pay.
Exactly. Yes. You don't get the product unless we know it's been paid for. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that way you completely reduce that because
Yeah.
it is awkward if you don't see the payment, you have to run after them. You don't want to accuse people of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've had that issue before, and it only took twice, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do a new system where you don't hand that product over until you know it's paid for.
Man, y'all are a businessman. A lot of people don't like a lot of people don't like Square because of the fees. I think people are like, well, they take. I think Square take 3% or 3.4%. What do you think about that?
So what I do with card, where most any other business, that you just charge a transaction fee when you use card. So to cover that fee, I just charge the extra. It's like 2.3% plus 30 cents. So that just gets charged on the card as well for the transaction. If they pay cash, cash is king. It's just even price. If they pay Venmo, we just charge tax. Just kind of go from there. But each payment option has a different end total price.
Okay, that's perfect because that doesn't want to. I mean, you don't want to. I mean, you want to give them a discount, and you don't want to because if you do a lot of sale, that fees can quickly get up.
It builds a lot just off of one like a day like today. I'll have with fees upwards of $75. And if you take that $75 out of your profits, it's $75 out of what you should have had. So you just add that fee in, and then you already know it's been paid and taken care of. You get what you needed, you get your margins, and then you move on.
Wow, perfect. Hey, any last advice for vendors with payment system?
Find one that you like, and if you look at your total price and see what you want to charge for a processing fee, and most people are willing to pay that because they understand that. Most places you go anywhere, it was always like even when you go to get food, they charge you more for using your card, but they don't tell you that. But when you look at your receipt, it's there. So just treat it like any other business and look at what you're going to charge for your processing fees, and find one that works for you.
All right, thank you. You heard the man. Those guys they go to 200-300 market a year. So if you want any advice, you should be following those guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.